8:30 a.m. Harrison Blackwell III just got the call. His biggest investor found $12 million missing. They're pulling out. $2.3 billion gone in 48 hours. Now he's standing in his lobby, staring at a black woman with a mop. Move that cart, now! I'm so sorry, sir, Sorry? You're blocking my elevator with your filthy water while I'm about to lose billions. Do you understand what billions means? No. Of course you don't. People like you never will. He bends down, grabs her bucket. Let me show you where trash belongs. The water hits her head, cascades down her face, her neck, soak everything. She doesn't move, doesn't cry. Just stand there, dripping. Clean it up. That's what you're for. He has no idea who she really is. And by the time he finds out, it'll be too late. 6 hours earlier. The Honda Civic pulls into the underground garage at 6:02 a.m. Janelle Winters kills the engine. Sits for a moment in the dark. The concrete smell is sharp, cold. She can hear water dripping somewhere in the distance. She pops the trunk, pulls out her cleaning uniform. Navy blue, worn at the elbows. It smells like industrial detergent. The basement locker room is empty. Fluorescent lights hum overhead. Janelle changes quickly, hangs her blazer on the hook inside her locker. Behind the blazer, hidden under a stack of cleaning rags, sits a leather folder. The tab reads, Blackwell Financial, Evidence. She doesn't open it. Not yet. On the top shelf, 3 textbooks. Executive MBA program, Financial Fraud Detection, Corporate Law. A tablet tucked between them shows stock analysis, offshore account patterns, transaction histories going back 6 months. Maria walks in. Older Latina woman, kind eyes. 20 years working in this building. You're early again, Maria says. Still doing that night school thing? Janelle smiles. Almost done. Just finishing up my research project. What kind of project needs you here at 6 a.m.? The thorough kind, Maria laughs. Doesn't push. That's why Janelle likes her. At the same time, 3 floors up and 10 blocks away, Harrison Blackwell III is having breakfast in his penthouse apartment. Scrambled eggs, imported coffee. The Wall Street Journal spread across marble countertops. His phone rings. 8:04 a.m. The screen says, Michael Chen, lead investor. Harrison's stomach tightens. Chen never calls this early. Never calls at all. He emails, through assistants. Michael, good morning. We found something, Harrison. Chen's voice is ice. 12 million in offshore accounts. Not in any report you've given us. Not in any filing with the SEC. Want to explain? The coffee tastes like metal now. There must be some mistake. Let me check with my accountant. We've already checked. With our forensic team, it's there. Hidden. Deliberate. And if we found it, the regulators will too. Harrison stands. Walks to the window. His reflection stares back. 43 years old. 3rd-generation wealth. This company is his name. Michael, I can explain everything. Just give me until... You have 48 hours to provide documentation, or we pull everything. 2.3 billion. Gone. The line goes dead. Harrison's hand shakes. He sets the phone down, picks it up, calls his accountant. No answer. Calls his lawyer. Voicemail. Calls his head of compliance. Sir? The voice sounds nervous. The SEC sent a request yesterday. They want all our quarterly reports. Going back 3 years. The audit is scheduled for today. 2 p.m. Today. 2 p.m. Harrison looks at his Rolex. 8:17 a.m. He has 6 hours. By 8:30, Harrison is in his car. Black Mercedes, leather seats. But it feels like a cage. His phone won't stop ringing. Board members, investors, his PR director. He ignores them all. The pressure builds behind his eyes. His tie is too tight. The morning traffic isn't moving. He can see the Blackwell Financial Tower ahead. 47 stories of glass and steel. His grandfather built it in 1952. His father expanded it. Now it's his. And it's about to collapse. Another call. The board chairman. Harrison, we need to talk. 9 a.m. conference room. This better have an answer. Click. Harrison grips the steering wheel. His knuckles go white. Everything he's built, everything his family represents, about to be destroyed by some accountant's audit, some regulator's investigation. He needs to feel in control again, needs to assert power over something. The car pulls up to the tower. 8:45 a.m. Harrison gets out, straightens his tie. His jaw is clenched so tight it aches. He pushes through the revolving doors. Inside, Janelle is working. She's been here since 6:30, mopping the main lobby. The marble floors shine under the morning light streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows. Her cart sits near the VIP elevator bank. Yellow plastic. Wheels squeak slightly. The mop bucket is full. Gray water. Soap suds floating on top. She's wearing earbuds. Classical music. Vivaldi. It helps her think. She doesn't see Harrison coming. Doesn't hear his shoes hitting the marble. Doesn't notice his face. Red. Furious. Looking for something. Someone. Anyone to blame. Their worlds are about to collide, and neither of them will ever be the same. 8:47 a.m. Harrison Blackwell III storms into the lobby. His phone is pressed to his ear. He's still arguing with someone. His face is the color of rage. I don't care what the report says. Make it disappear. That's what I pay you for. He hangs up, shoves the phone in his pocket. Then he sees it. The yellow cleaning cart, sitting right in front of the VIP elevator. His elevator. The one reserved for executives, for people who matter. And behind the cart, a woman. Black, 30s, mopping the floor, wearing a cheap uniform with the building's logo. She has earbuds in. She's humming along to something, completely unaware. Harrison's jaw clenches. Of course. Of course. The universe is testing him today. He walks straight toward her. His shoes click loud against marble. She doesn't turn. Doesn't notice. Move. His voice echoes across the lobby. She doesn't hear. The music is too loud. Harrison reaches out, rips the earbuds from her ears. The white cord dangles from his fist. Janelle spins around. Her eyes go wide. I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't hear you. Let me just move the cart. Do you have any idea what kind of morning I'm having? She blinks. Sir, Billions. I'm about to lose billions of dollars, and you. You're standing here, with your dirty water, blocking my path. Janelle steps back. Her hands come up, defensive, apologetic. I'm really sorry, Mr. Blackwell. I'll move right now. Just give me 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Harrison's voice rises. People in the lobby turn to look. Do you know what happens in 1 second in my world? Millions move, deals close, fortunes change, and you think your second matters? He looks down, at the bucket, gray water, floating soap scum, a dirty mop leaning against the side. Something in him snaps. You want to know what you're worth? He bends down, wraps both hands around the bucket handle. Let me show you. Janelle's eyes widen. Sir, please don't. Too late. Harrison lifts the bucket, swings it up, and dumps the entire contents over her head. The water hits like a wave, cold, filthy. It drenches her hair, runs down her face, her neck, soaks through her uniform. Dark patches spread across the fabric. The water pools at her feet. Soap suds cling to her shoulders. She stands there, frozen, dripping. The lobby goes silent. Harrison drops the empty bucket. It clatters against the marble, loud, final. There, he says. Now you look like what you really are. Dirty, worthless. Someone who cleans up after people like me. Janelle doesn't move. Water drips from her chin. Her hands hang at her sides. She just stares at him. Her face is blank. No tears, no anger. Just that stare. It unnerves him. Just for a second. Then Harrison sees the crowd. 20 people, maybe more, standing in the lobby, watching. Some have their phones out, recording. Good. Let them see. Let them know what happens when you get in his way. What are you all looking at? Harrison snaps. She'll clean it up. That's her job. He turns toward the elevator, presses the button. The doors open immediately. He steps inside. As the doors close, he sees her, still standing there, still dripping, still staring. The doors shut. Harrison takes a breath. His heart is pounding. But he feels better. More in control. He needed that. The elevator rises. 47 floors. To his office. To his world. He has no idea what he just started. Back in the lobby, Janelle finally moves. Slowly. Deliberately. She reaches into her pocket. Pulls out her phone. The screen is wet, but it still works. She wipes it dry on the only part of her uniform that isn't soaked. Then she opens the camera app. Starts recording. For the record, her voice is steady. Calm. Today is Friday, December 2nd. The time is 8:49 a.m. My name is Janelle Winters. I am an employee of this building. What you just witnessed was Harrison Blackwell III, CEO of Blackwell Financial, assaulting me with a bucket of dirty water. She pans the camera, shows the wet floor, the empty bucket, her soaked uniform. There are approximately 20 witnesses. Security cameras captured everything. I am documenting this for legal purposes. She stops recording, saves the video. A woman approaches, mid-40s, expensive suit. She looks horrified. Are you okay? Oh my God, I can't believe he just did that. Here, let me help. I'm fine, Janelle says. But thank you. I got it on video. Do you want me to send it to you? Janelle nods. Please. And if you could send it to the building security office as well. Absolutely. That was disgusting. He can't treat people like that. More people gather, offering help, offering outrage. 3 more people volunteer their videos. The building manager rushes over. Kenneth Walsh, 62, white, been here 30 years. He's sweating. Janelle. Oh no. Oh no. Let's get you to the locker room, get you cleaned up. Thank you, Mr. Walsh. And listen. His voice drops. Mr. Blackwell is under a lot of stress today. Big audit. Investor troubles. I'm sure he didn't mean... Janelle looks at him. That same blank stare she gave Harrison. He dumped a bucket of water on my head, Mr. Walsh. On purpose, while calling me worthless. In front of witnesses. You think he didn't mean that? Kenneth shifts. Uncomfortable. I'll talk to him. I'm sure we can work this out. I'm sure we can, Janelle says. Is there anything else? Just go get changed. Take your time. And maybe just keep a low profile for the rest of the day? Janelle picks up the empty bucket. The mop. Starts pushing her cart toward the service elevator. I'll do exactly what I need to do, Mr. Walsh. She walks away. Water dripping from her hair, leaving wet footprints on the marble. Kenneth watches her go. He has a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. He pulls out his phone, texts Harrison's assistant. We might have a problem. In the basement locker room, Janelle strips off her soaked uniform, hangs it in her locker. She stands there in her undershirt and pants. Water still drips from her hair. She's not crying, not shaking. Her breathing is steady. She opens her locker, pulls out a towel, dries her face, her neck, her arms. Then she reaches behind the stack of cleaning supplies, pulls out the leather folder, opens it. Inside, 6 months of documentation, photos of financial records, printed emails, transaction logs, a USB drive containing recorded phone calls, and a business card. Plain, white, black text. Janelle Summers Winters, ESQ, Civil Rights Attorney, New York State Bar. She pulls out her personal phone, the one she doesn't use for work. Sends a text to an unsaved number. It happened. Even better than expected. He assaulted me on camera. Multiple witnesses. Moving to phase 2. The response comes 30 seconds later. Standing by. AG is ready when you are. Janelle closes the folder, puts it back, pulls out a spare uniform from her locker, gets dressed. She checks her work phone. Already 3 text messages from unknown numbers. I saw what happened. I got video. Let me know if you need it. That was horrible. Are you pressing charges? Everyone's talking about it. It's already on Twitter. Janelle opens Twitter. Searches for Blackwell Financial. The first post is from 11 minutes ago. A video. Shaky phone footage. Shows Harrison dumping the water. Shows Janelle standing there, dripping. The caption, CEO of Blackwell Financial publicly humiliates black cleaning woman. This is corporate America. 300 retweets already, 500 likes. The numbers are climbing. Janelle screenshots it, saves it to her evidence folder. Then she goes back upstairs, back to work. She has a floor to finish mopping, and a case to close. By 9:15 a.m., the video has 15,000 views. By 9:30, it's 50,000. By 10 a.m., it's viral. 200,000 people have watched Harrison Blackwell III dump dirty water on a black woman's head. The comments are brutal. This is racism, plain and simple. Fire him. Now. I'm calling every investor in that company. This is why we need better laws. But some defend him. We don't know the full context. Maybe she was rude to him first. People are so sensitive these days. The debate rages. The video spreads. News outlets start picking it up. And upstairs, on the 47th floor, Harrison Blackwell III is in a meeting with his board, trying to explain where $12 million went. He has no idea his face is all over the internet. Not yet. 9:00 a.m. Conference room, 47th floor. Harrison sits at the head of the table. 12 board members stare at him. The room smells like expensive cologne and suspicion. David Sterling, the lead counsel, has papers spread in front of him. Numbers, accounts, evidence. Harrison, we need an explanation. $12 million in offshore accounts, not disclosed, not reported. The SEC is asking questions. Harrison loosens his tie. The air conditioning is on, but he's sweating. It's a tax strategy, completely legal. My accountants can explain. Your accountants aren't returning our calls, David says. A woman speaks up. Patricia Monroe, board member for 8 years. She's holding her phone. Harrison, there's something else. Have you seen this? She turns her phone around. The video plays. Harrison grabbing the bucket. Water pouring over Janelle's head. His voice. Now you look like what you really are. The room goes quiet. Harrison's face flushes. That was a misunderstanding. She was blocking the elevator. I was having a difficult morning. A difficult morning? Patricia's voice is ice. You assaulted an employee. On camera. It has 200,000 views. I didn't assault anyone. I spilled some water. She's fine. She's fine. David leans forward. Harrison, this is a lawsuit waiting to happen. Hostile work environment, discrimination, assault. Take your pick. Another board member, Robert Chen, pipes up. My daughter sent me this video. She's furious. Says we should boycott the company. She's not alone. Look at the comments. Harrison stands. This is being blown out of proportion. Some janitor got wet. That's not a national crisis. The way he says janitor makes everyone uncomfortable. Patricia sets her phone down. We need damage control, a statement, an apology. I'm not apologizing. Excuse me? I'm not apologizing to staff for having a bad morning. She'll get over it. They always do. David closes his folder. Harrison, you're not hearing us. This is serious. Combined with the financial irregularities, this makes you a liability. A liability? This is my company. My name is on the building. And that name is trending on Twitter right now, for all the wrong reasons. Harrison's phone buzzes. Then again, and again. Text messages flooding in. He glances at the screen. His PR director. We need to talk. Now. His assistant. Multiple news outlets requesting comment. His wife. What did you do? He silences the phone, shoves it in his pocket. We're done here. I have an audit to prepare for. He walks out, slams the door behind him. The board members look at each other. Nobody speaks for a long moment. Then Patricia. We need to start discussing succession plans. Meanwhile, 3 floors down, Janelle is cleaning the executive offices. Her new uniform is dry. Her hair is pulled back. She pushes her cart slowly, methodically. She's in the office of Richard Moss, Senior VP. He's in the board meeting. His desk is covered in papers. Janelle sprays the desk with cleaner, wipes it down. As she does, her phone camera is recording, pointed at the papers, quarterly reports, with handwritten notes in the margins. Move this to Cayman account. Hide until after SEC review. She cleans for 30 seconds, gives the camera time to capture everything. Then she moves on. Next office, same routine. By 10:30, she has photos from 6 different offices, all showing the same pattern: money being hidden, reports being falsified, a conspiracy in plain sight. She's in the break room when her phone rings. Unknown number. Hello? Ms. Winters, this is Rebecca Park from CNN. We saw the video from this morning. Would you be willing to give a statement? Janelle keeps her voice neutral. I appreciate you reaching out, but I need to handle this through proper channels first. We'd love to tell your story. What happened to you was wrong. I agree, but now's not the right time. Thank you. She hangs up. 2 more calls come in. MSNBC, local news. She ignores them. Her work phone buzzes. Text from Kenneth Walsh, the building manager. Need to see you. My office. Now. Janelle heads down to the ground floor. Kenneth's office is small, cramped. It smells like coffee and stress. He's sitting behind his desk, rubbing his temples. Close the door. Janelle does. I'm getting calls, Kenneth says. From reporters, from lawyers, from people in the building. Everyone wants to talk about what happened this morning. I imagine they do. Mr. Blackwell called me. He wants you terminated, effective immediately. Janelle doesn't react, just waits. But I can't do that, Kenneth continues. Not without proper documentation. Not with that video everywhere. It would look like retaliation. It would be retaliation, Kenneth sighs. Look, between you and me, what he did was wrong. I know that, you know that. But he's the CEO. He has lawyers, resources. If you push this, it's going to get ugly. It's already ugly, Mr. Walsh. I'm trying to help you here. Take a week off. Paid. Let things cool down. Then we can figure out next steps. Janelle tilts her head. Are you asking me to leave or telling me? I'm suggesting it might be in your best interest. I appreciate the suggestion, but I'd like to finish my shift. Kenneth's jaw tightens. He's not going to like that. That's not my problem, Mr. Walsh. She stands, walks to the door. Janelle. Kenneth's voice stops her. Be careful. Men like Harrison don't lose gracefully. She looks back at him. Neither do women like me. By noon, the video has 1 million views. News outlets are running stories. CEO caught on camera humiliating employee. Blackwell Financial under fire after viral video. Harrison's PR team issues a statement. Mr. Blackwell regrets any misunderstanding from this morning's incident. He was under significant stress and reacted inappropriately. He values all employees and is committed to a respectful workplace. The internet isn't buying it. Regrets any misunderstanding? He dumped water on her head. This isn't an apology, it's damage control. He should be arrested. At 1:00 p.m., Janelle is back on the executive floor. She's cleaning the windows in the hallway outside the main conference room. The audit is happening inside. Federal regulators, accountants, lawyers. She can't hear everything, but she catches pieces. These numbers don't match your filed reports. We need documentation for these transfers. Mr. Blackwell, where is this money? Harrison's voice rises. Defensive. Angry. Janelle keeps cleaning. The glass squeaks under her cloth. At 1:30, the conference room door opens. Harrison storms out. His face is red. His tie is loose. He's on his phone. I don't care what it costs. Make this audit go away. Call whoever you need to call. He nearly walks into Janelle. She's standing there with her spray bottle. Harrison stops, stares at her. You're still here? Yes, sir. Just doing my job. Your job. He laughs. Bitter. You should have been fired hours ago. Mr. Walsh said I could finish my shift. Kenneth doesn't make those decisions, I do. People are watching now. Other executives in the hallway, assistants, a security guard at the end of the hall. Harrison steps closer. Too close. Janelle can smell his cologne. Expensive. Overpowering. Let me make this very clear. His voice is low. Threatening. You need to leave. Now. Before things get worse for you. Are you threatening me, Mr. Blackwell? I'm giving you advice. People who cross me don't do well in this city. I have friends. Connections. One phone call and you'll never work anywhere decent again. Janelle meets his eyes. Doesn't blink. Is that all, sir? Harrison's hand shoots out, grabs her arm. His fingers dig in, hard. Listen to me. Mr. Blackwell. A new voice. The security guard. Marcus Thompson. He's walking toward them. Sir, I need you to let her go. Harrison releases her arm. Janelle steps back. There are red marks where his fingers were. She was blocking the hallway, Harrison says. Marcus looks at Janelle. You okay, ma'am? I'm fine, thank you, Marcus. Harrison points at both of them. You're both done. Fired. Get out of my building. You can't fire security, sir, Marcus says quietly. We're contracted through an outside company. Then I'll terminate the contract. Marcus nods, pulls out his radio. This is Thompson on 47. I need a supervisor and a witness. Executive assault situation. Harrison's eyes widen. Assault? I didn't assault anyone. You grabbed her arm, sir. That's physical contact without consent. That's assault. Other people are filming now, phones out, recording. Harrison realizes his mistake. He's done it again, in front of witnesses, on camera. He straightens his tie, tries to compose himself. This is ridiculous. Everyone back to work. He walks away, fast. His shoes click against the tile. Marcus turns to Janelle. You need to report this, officially. I will, thank you, Marcus. I've worked here for 12 years, never seen him like this. Man's losing it. Janelle rubs her arm. The marks are already darkening, bruises forming. Can I get photos? She asks. For documentation? Marcus takes 3 pictures with his phone, close-ups of the fingerprint bruises. He sends them to her. You're building a case, he says. Not a question. Janelle doesn't answer, just nods. Good, Marcus says. Someone needs to stop him. By 2:00 p.m., the audit breaks for lunch. The federal investigators look grim. They've found something. A lot of somethings. Harrison is in his office, door closed, yelling at someone on the phone, and Janelle is in the basement, changing her clothes, again. But this time, she's not putting on a janitor's uniform. She's putting on a suit. 2:30 p.m. The conference room is full. 15 investors, the audit team, board members. Harrison stands at the head of the table. His presentation is on the screen behind him. Charts, graphs, numbers that don't quite add up. He's in the middle of explaining offshore tax strategies when the door opens. Everyone turns. A woman walks in. Black. 30s. But she's not wearing a janitor's uniform anymore. She's wearing a charcoal gray suit. Tailored, expensive. Her hair is down, professional. She carries a leather briefcase. Harrison's brain stutters. He knows that face. But the context is all wrong. "Security," he says. "Get her out of here. Now!" The woman doesn't stop walking. She moves to the center of the room, sets her briefcase on the table. Behind her, 3 more people enter. A man in a dark suit, federal badge on his belt, 2 NYPD officers in uniform, and then another man. Older, distinguished. Harrison recognizes him from the news. Robert Kaufman, Attorney General of New York State. The room freezes. Janelle speaks. Her voice is different now, confident, authoritative, the voice of someone used to be in courtrooms. "Good afternoon, gentlemen. I apologize for the interruption, but this won't take long." Harrison's face goes pale, then red. "What the hell is this?" "Mr. Harrison Blackwell III. Janelle opens her briefcase, pulls out a folder. "My name is Janelle Summers Winters. I'm an attorney with the New York State Bar, Civil Rights Division. I've also worked as a federal prosecutor for 6 years. She slides a business card across the table. It lands in front of Harrison. Janelle Summers. Winters. SQ. Civil Rights Attorney, J.D., Columbia Law School. Former Assistant, U.S. Attorney. SDNY. Harrison picks it up. His hand is shaking. "For the past 6 months," Janelle continues, "I have been working undercover in this building, as part of a joint investigation by the Attorney General's office and the FBI. Patricia Monroe, the board member, leans forward. "Investigating what?" "Initially, workplace discrimination. Multiple complaints were filed over the past 3 years. Hostile work environment, racial harassment, sexual misconduct. None were properly investigated." She pulls out another document, sets it on the table. "But as I gathered evidence on the discrimination charges, I discovered something else. Financial fraud. On a massive scale." The Attorney General steps forward. "Mr. Blackwell, we have documentation of $12 million in fraudulent transactions, offshore accounts used to hide money from investors and regulators, falsified quarterly reports, tax evasion, securities fraud." Harrison stands. "This is entrapment. You can't—" "Entrapment?" Janelle's voice is sharp. "I worked as a janitor. I cleaned floors. I observed. I documented. I didn't coerce you into anything. You committed these crimes on your own." She turns to the room, makes eye contact with each person. "This morning, Mr. Blackwell dumped a bucket of dirty water on my head, in front of witnesses, while calling me worthless. He did this because he was angry about losing money, because he needed to feel powerful." She rolls up her sleeve, shows her arm. The bruises are dark purple now, fingerprint-shaped. "An hour ago, he physically assaulted me, grabbed my arm, threatened my livelihood, again in front of witnesses, again on camera." She looks directly at Harrison. "You had every opportunity to treat people with dignity. Instead, you showed us exactly who you are." Harrison's lawyer, David Sterling, speaks up. "Ms. Winters, this is highly irregular. If you have charges to file—" "Oh, we're filing charges." The Attorney General nods to the federal agent. "Mr. Blackwell, you're under arrest." The room erupts. People standing, talking over each other, phones coming out. Harrison backs away. "You can't do this. Do you know who I am? Who my family is?" "That's exactly why we're doing this," the Attorney General says, "because you thought your name put you above the law." The officers move toward Harrison. One of them has handcuffs out. "Everything you did today," Janelle says, "the water, the threats, the assault, that was just confirmation. But the real crimes? Those were already documented. 6 months of evidence, recordings, photos, financial records, testimony from 47 employees." She opens another folder, spreads documents across the table, bank statements, emails with offshore account numbers, photos of falsified reports, a USB drive. "The bucket of water this morning?" Janelle's voice is quiet now, deadly. "That video has 3 million views. Your face is everywhere. The symbol of corporate racism and corruption." Harrison's legs seem to give out. He sits down hard in his chair. One of the investors stands. Michael Chen, the man who called this morning. I'm pulling my funds, effective immediately. Another investor. Same. We're done here. A third. I want nothing to do with this company. Patricia Monroe looks at Harrison. There's no sympathy in her eyes. The board will be voting to remove you as CEO today. You're done, Harrison. The officers reach Harrison. Sir, please stand. Put your hands behind your back. Harrison doesn't move. He's staring at Janelle, finally understanding. You planned this. All of it. No, Janelle says. You planned it. Every crime. Every act of cruelty. Every time you thought you were untouchable. I just made sure someone was watching when you proved it. The handcuffs click into place. Cold metal around Harrison's wrists. Harrison Blackwell III, you're under arrest for securities fraud, money laundering, tax evasion, assault, and civil rights violations. You have the right to remain silent. The officer reads him his Miranda rights. But Harrison isn't listening. He's still staring at Janelle. She picks up her briefcase, closes it with a sharp snap. Oh, and Mr. Blackwell, about that important job you mentioned this morning, taking down people like you? That's the most important job there is. She walks toward the door, stops, looks back. Enjoy the perp walk. The news crews are waiting downstairs. Then she's gone. The officers lead Harrison out. His expensive suit, his Rolex watch, his last name. None of it matters now. The man who owned a building can't even own his freedom. The perp walk happens at 2:47 p.m. Harrison Blackwell III is led through the executive floor. Handcuffs behind his back. 2 officers flanking him. His expensive suit is wrinkled now. His tie hangs loose. Employees line the hallway. They've heard the news. They watch in silence. No one looks away. Harrison keeps his head down, tries to hide his face, but there's nowhere to hide, not anymore. They reach the elevator, the VIP elevator, his elevator. The doors open. The officers guide him inside. As the doors close, Harrison sees Maria, the older cleaning woman. She's standing there with her cart, the same kind of cart Janelle used. Maria meets his eyes, doesn't say a word. The elevator descends, 47 floors of shame. When the doors open on the ground level, the lobby explodes with noise. Camera flashes, shouting reporters, a crowd pressed against the glass windows outside. Mr. Blackwell, do you have a statement? Did you assault that woman? Where's the $12 million? Harrison says nothing. The officers push through the crowd, through the revolving doors. Outside. The afternoon sun is blinding. There are hundreds of people out here. News vans, protesters holding signs. Justice for Janelle. Jail racist CEOs. The crowd erupts when they see him. Boos, jeers. Someone throws wadded paper. It bounces off his shoulder. The police car waits at the curb, black and white, lights flashing. An officer puts his hand on Harrison's head, guides him into the back seat. The door slams shut. The car pulls away, siren wailing. Harrison closes his eyes. This morning he owned a billion-dollar company. Now he's in handcuffs, all because of a bucket of water. Inside the building, chaos spreads like fire. The board calls an emergency meeting. 3:00 p.m. Patricia Monroe chairs it. We need to distance ourselves immediately. I move to remove Harrison Blackwell as CEO, effective now. Second, someone says. All in favor? 12 hands go up. Unanimous. He's out. David Sterling pulls up his phone, shows the screen. Blackwell Financial stock, down 41% in 2 hours. Trading halted twice. How much have we lost? 4.2 billion, and counting. The room goes quiet. Everyone's phones start ringing, investors pulling out, partners canceling contracts. The company is imploding in real time. By 4 o'clock p.m., Janelle stands on the building steps. The Attorney General beside her. A podium set up. Microphones cluster like flowers. News cameras point at her. My name is Janelle Summers Winters. I'm a civil rights attorney. For 6 months, I worked undercover as part of an investigation into discrimination and financial fraud. Camera shutters click. Reporters scribble notes. What you saw this morning wasn't isolated. 47 employees have similar stories, and beyond discrimination, we uncovered massive financial crimes. $12 million hidden from investors, falsified reports, tax evasion. Someone shouts a question. Why go undercover? Because people like Harrison Blackwell are careful. They hide their racism behind closed doors. Going undercover was the only way to see the truth. Another reporter. Was this entrapment? I didn't force him to dump water on my head. I didn't force him to hide $12 million. He made those choices. I just made sure there were consequences. The crowd cheers. Behind Janelle, other employees step forward. Tyrell speaks first. Young black man, mailroom worker. He called me boy every single day. I stayed silent because I needed the paycheck. I'm not silent anymore. Carmen next, the receptionist. He made comments about my body, made me feel unsafe. HR told me I was overreacting. Thank you, Janelle. Marcus, the security guard. I watched him mistreat people for years. I was scared of losing my job. I'm ashamed I didn't act sooner. One by one, they speak. The cameras capture everything. By 5 o'clock p.m., Harrison is in a holding cell. His lawyer arrives. Don't say anything to anyone. But it's too late. Harrison gave an interview. It airs at 6 o'clock p.m. Harrison's face fills the screen. He looks tired, defeated. I was under tremendous stress. I made a mistake. The interviewer pushes back. You called her worthless. I was having the worst day of my life. So, racism is okay when you're stressed? I'm not racist. I have black friends. The interview ends. The internet explodes. He learned nothing. Not even a real apology. His publicist releases a statement an hour later. Mr. Blackwell deeply regrets any offense caused. He hopes to make amends. The response is brutal. Too late. Actions have consequences. By midnight, Harrison Blackwell's name is the #1 trend worldwide. 3 million people have watched the video. His life as he knew it is over, and it's only been 12 hours. 3 months later, Federal Courthouse, downtown Manhattan. The courtroom smells like old wood and tension. High ceilings, dark panels, American flag in the corner. Judge Patricia Hernandez presides. She's been on the bench for 20 years. She's seen everything. Harrison sits at the defendant's table. His suit is different now, off the rack. His lawyers couldn't afford to keep working for him. Most of his assets are frozen. The prosecution table is crowded. Federal prosecutors, the Attorney General's team, and Janelle. She's there as a witness, as the person who brought it all down. The charges are read aloud. The list takes 3 minutes. 12 counts of securities fraud, 8 counts of money laundering, 15 counts of civil rights violations, conspiracy to defraud investors, obstruction of justice, assault. Harrison pleads not guilty to everything. The trial lasts 4 weeks. Week 1, financial crimes. Expert witnesses explain the offshore accounts, the hidden money, the falsified reports, numbers projected on screens, bank statements, email trails, everything is documented. One prosecutor holds up a printed email. Harrison's words to his accountant. Move this to the Cayman account. Nobody needs to see it. Harrison's lawyer objects. Taken out of context. The judge overrules. The context seems quite clear, counselor. Week 2. Witness testimony. 47 former employees take the stand, one by one, each with a story. Tyrell describes the daily humiliation. He'd snap his fingers at me, call me boy. When I brought him coffee, He'd inspect it like I might have spit in it. He said that. Out loud. Carmen talks about the inappropriate comments, the late-night requests to work alone. He made me feel like an object, not a person. A junior analyst, Priya, describes her performance review. He told investors I was surprisingly articulate, then looked at me and said, "For someone like you." Everyone knew what he meant. Harrison's lawyer tries to discredit them. "Isn't it true you were fired for performance issues?" "No, I quit because I couldn't take it anymore." "Isn't it possible you're exaggerating to get a settlement?" "I don't need a settlement. I need him to face consequences." The jury watches, takes notes. Some look angry, others look disgusted. Week 3. The video evidence, the bucket incident plays on a screen. Full resolution, sound on. You can hear everything. Harrison's voice. "People like you." The water splashing, Janelle's silence, the jury watches, some wince. One woman covers her mouth, then the security footage from later that day. Harrison grabbing Janelle's arm, the bruises forming. His threat. "One phone call and you'll never work in this city again." More witnesses. People who saw it happen. The security guard, Marcus, testifies. "I've worked security for 15 years. I know assault when I see it. That was assault." Harrison's lawyer cross-examines. "Isn't it true, Ms. Winters was undercover? That she was trying to provoke him?" "She was mopping a floor. He attacked her. But she was secretly recording everything. Isn't that entrapment?" Marcus leans forward. "Sir, being recorded doesn't make you commit crimes. It just means people see you doing it." The courtroom murmurs. The judge gavels for silence. Week 4. Janelle takes the stand. She's sworn in, sits down. The prosecutor starts gently. "Ms. Winters, can you describe your role in this investigation?" "I was hired by the Attorney General's office to investigate discrimination complaints. I went undercover as a janitor to observe workplace culture and gather evidence." "Why undercover?" "Because people act differently when they think no one important is watching. As a janitor, I was invisible. That let me see the truth." "And what truth did you see?" Janelle looks at the jury, makes eye contact with each person. "I saw a man who believed his wealth and name put him above the law, who treated people like disposable objects, who stole from investors while humiliating employees, and when he was caught, he felt entitled to destroy anyone who threatened his power." The prosecutor shows the bucket video again. "Can you describe what happened that morning?" Mr. Blackwell had just learned his crimes were being discovered. He was losing control. When he saw me, a black woman in a service position, he saw someone he could dominate. He dumped dirty water on my head while calling me worthless. He needed to feel powerful over someone. Anyone. How did that make you feel? Honestly, vindicated. Because in that moment, he proved everything we'd suspected about his character. He showed the world who he really was. Harrison's lawyer cross-examines, tries to rattle her, fails. "Ms. Winters, isn't it true you manipulated my client, set him up?" "I documented his behavior, his choices, his crimes. He set himself up." "You recorded conversations without consent." "I had a warrant. Everything I did was legal. Everything he did was not." "You wanted him to fail." "No, counselor, I wanted justice. There's a difference." The jury deliberates for 4 hours. Not long. They return at 3:00 p.m. on a Thursday. The foreman stands, an older black man, retired teacher. "On the count of securities fraud, how do you find?" "Guilty." "On the count of money laundering?" "Guilty." "On the count of civil rights violations?" "Guilty." 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 35 times. Harrison's face goes white. He grips the table. His lawyer puts a hand on his shoulder. The courtroom erupts. The judge gavels for order. But you can hear crying, cheering, relief. Sentencing happens 2 weeks later. Judge Hernandez reads from her notes. Her voice is measured, firm. Mr. Blackwell, you were given every advantage in life, wealth, education, opportunity. You used those advantages not to lift others, but to crush them. You stole from investors who trusted you. You tormented employees who depended on you, and when confronted, you showed no remorse, only entitlement. She pauses, looks directly at him. This court finds that you betrayed the public trust in the most egregious way. You believed your name made you untouchable. Today, we will prove you wrong. She announces the sentence. 15 years in federal prison, no possibility of parole for 10 years, $50 million in fines, permanent ban from the securities industry. You will serve your time at FCI Otisville. Harrison stands, tries to speak. No words come. The bailiff leads him away, back to handcuffs, back to a cell. The civil lawsuits settle quickly after that. The company, what's left of it, pays $85 million to 127 former employees. Harrison's personal assets add another $23 million. Blackwell Financial is dissolved. The building was sold. Assets distributed. The SEC launches investigations into 40 other firms. The Blackwell effect spreads. New regulations pass. Mandatory diversity reporting. Protected whistleblower status. Stricter oversight. 6 months after the arrest, Janelle visits the building. It's been renovated. The ground floor now houses a free civil rights clinic. The lobby where Harrison dumped water on her head? Now it's a welcome center for people seeking legal help. There's a plaque on the wall, bronze, simple. In memory of all who suffered here. In honor of those who fought back. The bucket sits in a glass case. A museum piece now. A reminder. Janelle stands in front of it. Remember that morning. The cold water. The humiliation. The moment everything changed. A young woman approaches. College student. Intern at the clinic. Ms. Winters? There's someone here who needs help. Workplace discrimination case. She saw your story. It gave her courage to come forward. Janelle smiles. I'll be right there, right? She takes one last look at the bucket, then walks away. There's work to do. Justice isn't a moment. It's a movement. 1 year later, Janelle stands in the lobby of what used to be Blackwell Financial Tower. Sunlight streams through the windows, but everything else is different now. The cold marble has been replaced with warm wood. The corporate logos are gone. In their place, a sign. Metropolitan Civil Rights Legal Center, free services for all. Janelle is here for the anniversary event. 1 year since the arrest. 1 year since everything changed. She walks to the spot, the exact place where Harrison dumped that bucket, where her life could have gone so differently. She pauses, remembers. A reporter approaches, young woman, microphone in hand. Ms. Winters, can I ask you a question? A lot of people say you went too far, that the undercover operation was deceptive. What do you say to them? Janelle smiles. She's heard this before. I say this. I didn't force Harrison to be racist. I didn't force him to steal. I didn't force him to assault me. Those were his choices. I just made sure someone was watching when he made them. Do you have any regrets? Only one. That it took 6 months. That 47 people had to suffer before we had enough evidence. That's what I regret. The reporter nods. Thanks to her, moves on to interview others. Janelle looks around the lobby. It's full of people today. Former employees, community members, journalists. They're here to celebrate, to remember, to acknowledge what happened. Maria is here, the cleaning woman who asked about night school. She waves at Janelle, smiles. Tyrell is here too. He's wearing a suit now. College student, full scholarship, business major. He's already landed an internship at a Fortune 500 company, one with actual diversity policies. Carmen started her own consulting firm. She helps companies create safe workplaces. She's already worked with 15 organizations. The demand is overwhelming. Marcus retired from security. Now he trains other guards, teaches them how to recognize abuse, how to intervene, how to be witnesses instead of bystanders. They all gather near the plaque, the one that honors their courage. Janelle steps to the microphone. The room quiets. 1 year ago, a man dumped dirty water on my head. He thought he was showing power. Instead, he revealed weakness, cruelty, corruption. She pauses. Lets that settle. But this story isn't about him. It's about everyone who refused to stay silent, everyone who came forward, everyone who said enough. Applause ripples through the room. Since that day, we've helped 3,000 people through this clinic. We've recovered $340 million for victims of workplace discrimination nationwide. We've seen 89 executives prosecuted for similar crimes. 15 major companies have reformed their policies. More applause. Louder now. A new law was passed. Stronger penalties for workplace discrimination. Better protection for whistleblowers. Some people call it Janelle's Law, but it belongs to all of us. Everyone who fought for it. She looks at the faces in the crowd. Survivors, advocates, people who believed change was possible. This isn't just one story. It happens everywhere. Maybe not with buckets and water, but with words, with systems, with silence. The question isn't whether you've seen it. She pauses for effect. The question is, what will you do when you see it? The room is silent. Everyone is thinking, considering. If this story moved you, don't just feel. Act. Share it. Make it viral. Make it impossible to ignore. Because every share is a reminder that accountability is possible. She gestures to the clinic behind her. If you're facing discrimination, there's help. You don't have to stay silent. Your voice matters. Resources are available. Use them. Use. Che. A screen behind her lights up, shows hotline numbers, legal aid websites, support organizations. And if you believe in justice, if you believe in accountability, let people know. Comment. Subscribe. Follow. Because we have more stories to tell. More battles to win. Janelle steps back from the microphone. But then she stops. One more thing. Some people say Harrison deserved a second chance. That everyone makes mistakes. That his life was destroyed over one bad day. She lets that hang in the air. So here's my question for you. When someone shows you who they really are, repeatedly, publicly, proudly, when they hurt people without remorse, when they steal without shame, when they abuse power without consequence. She looks directly at the camera. How many chances did they already waste? The room erupts. Some applaud, some nod, some pull out phones to comment. The debate begins immediately. Janelle walks to the glass case. The bucket sits inside. That yellow plastic bucket that changed everything. There's a small plaque beneath it. Where injustice ended, justice began. December 2nd, 2024. She touches the glass, smiles, then turns to greet the next person who needs her help. A young black woman, nervous, clutching papers. Ms. Winters, I saw your video. What happened to you? It gave me courage. My boss, he's been... I understand, Janelle says. Come with me. Let's talk. You're not alone anymore. They walk together toward the clinic offices, past the bucket, past the plaque, into a future where silence isn't the only option. The camera holds on the bucket, then slowly pans up, to the windows, to the sky, to possibility. Text appears on screen. Justice is not a moment, it's a movement. #accountability matters, #justice served. For help with workplace discrimination, eeoc.gov, 1-800-669-4000. The screen fades to black. Then one final message. Next story, Racist Karen called cops on Black doctor. His response changed everything. Subscribe. The fight continues.
The story you heard today wasn't cleaned up. It was told exactly as it happened. At Black Voices Uncut, we believe that's the only way truth can live. If you felt something, hit like, comment, and your reaction, and subscribe. Every week, we bring you voices that refuse to be silenced.